Hey guys, Jingle87 here, and I am coming to you today from the Oceanside Village in Mydrandia, my modded Minecraft world, and you are in for a special treat today. Yes, you are, because I am finally ready to give you the grand tour of the Oceanside Village town, newly renovated and ready to roll. So let's go ahead and just kind of take a look. So here we are. If you don't remember, this over here, this is Jungle Madness, my airship that I built, which I flew over here and discovered this village. There's an awesome volcano over there, and on the other side there's a pirate ship on the ground, so it's just a really cool setting. And when I saw this village from above, I decided, you know what? I want to actually go ahead and make this village into something cool, because it was a really oddly generated village. There was like, none of the stuff was here. It was just water and houses with doors too high for villagers to come in and out of, and like just a whole bunch of like weird stuff. Like this house was generated into the side of this hill here. Like you can see there's still like a column that goes up through there. So I tried to like leave some of that stuff intact so that you could still get the feel for how that was, but it just really inspired me to make a pretty cool village, I think, where I was able to use this borderless glass as a walkway and just kind of keep the feel going of a village that's over the water. These like oceanside dwelling villagers here. We have a pretty good population. There's I think about 9 or 10 villagers here. So yeah, pretty cool. Let me go ahead and give you the tour here. As I mentioned, I used this borderless glass above the water, so they still had walkways above the water to get to different places that they needed to go to that were previously inaccessible. And I used the Carpenter's wedge slope and Carpenter's blocks to kind of make it all kind of flow together. Some stairs, just keeping that glass theme. And then I used these Carpenter's barriers, which is like, it's like fence basically, and put some of the glass in there too. So it's kind of interesting. It's not really borderless glass when you put it in individual Carpenter's block pieces like this, because each section, it considers it its own section, so there's a border on the edge of each one. But like over here, there's no border between each individual piece of borderless glass, so it's pretty cool if you have like a long stretch that you want to fill up with glass or something. And then I actually took this, which is Brownstone Road. Super awesome, because this road, when you walk on it, actually makes you walk faster. So as I'm walking here, you can kind of see, you see a little speed burst I picked up there? So I'm just walking along, and then boom, I get a little speed burst. Pretty cool. So I decided to go with that, just kind of a nice cool feature to this village. And I used the brownstone in the Carpenter's barrier for anywhere like along the, basically on the land, and then when it goes over water I switch to the glass. So yeah, I like it. We've got our Tinker's Construct smeltery right here. We already have some iron and gold inside smelting away. Or actually it's already smelted. Yeah, so we can see we've got a good amount going there to get some smelting going once I get things started here in the village. Let's see, what else? Let me show you guys over here. So yeah, this house was pretty cool because it just generated into the mountainside. Pretty sweet. So nothing too crazy in here. It's just a normal villager house, but just one that happened to be in a really cool location. There were some villagers in here, and they have since vacated. They're out socializing over here. Basically, what I wanted to do too, the reason I put all these fences up is because I wanted the villagers to be safe. I'm really big about trying to, protect the mobs in the village and keep them from having anything happen to them. So, I mean, zombies will spawn here at night if I'm not asleep. But other than that, like, I wanted to make it so the villagers couldn't, like, jump off the edge and fall down somewhere, or, fall off the edge and get stuck in the water here and be separated where they can't get back up. So I try to do that everywhere, and I'm sure these villagers will find some weaknesses and exploit them because they're super mischievous like that. But, we'll deal with that. We'll cross that bridge when we come to it. Alright, so yeah, I also, there's a roguelike dungeon over here, so I put a little gate in. Pretty cool, nice little brownstone gate also. And that way I can get to it if I need to, but villagers can't. They can't jump out here because of how the dirt and the fence is configured, so yeah, works out pretty well. Got a little Tinker's Construct hut over here. And actually, let's go up top, because I think we can get a good view of the village from up here. A little bit better view, at least. This bamboo walkway, I thought bamboo kind of went with the theme of like an oceanside village. I mean, it doesn't look great in my opinion, but it gets the job done, because the village was configured really weirdly. It had this building over here is like the Undertaker's house, and the only way you could get to it, because it was up high, was by like climbing up these stairs, and it didn't really, like natural like dirt stairs, and it didn't really work out. So I decided to make my own little pathway going up to it, and then it circles around over here and comes down from this way as well. This is like a little farming area that was naturally built into the side of this hill, and there's like a little cliff overhang. So yeah, pretty cool. And then there's a little natural pathway that goes up and around the top. I'll show you guys that too. So let's head out and take a look over here, and we'll hit that Undertaker's house last, because there's some insanely cool stuff in there that I want to show you guys. Super cool. It's part of the Gravestone mod, and it randomly spawns these Undertaker villages and Undertaker houses in these villages, and this guy is an Undertaker villager. My first Undertaker villager unfortunately died. He was a victim of a zombie attack, so I have this guy now. He trades heads, the other guy trades wither skeleton skulls, so both pretty cool. And yeah, I've got these houses over here. Now just remember, this was all completely inaccessible before, other than like swimming through water to get here. So pretty sweet how I designed this glass walkway all around everything, I think. Little place to farm stuff. We've got, you know, a little alley between the house here, and everything just connects in every direction. So you can go back around here and come back over that way. Pretty cool. There's a little pathway that goes back here and around, and there's a little house over here in the corner. This guy was out all alone, so we made him a little pathway too. He's not here right now, but this is where he started from. So come out of here, and you've got, you know, a pathway that takes him back around and connects him, and then the pathway goes up this way also. And we just come all the way up top here. We've got a nice view of that roguelike dungeon. We come around the top here, and we can have a good overview of the village. Pretty cool, right? And you come down here, and you can start farming. So we've got this brownstone pathway all along the edge here. This just naturally occurring little overhang here, and yeah, you saw that, right? This is like a little Elvis villager. What's up, man? Yeah, he trades for jukeboxes. Pretty cool. I love this guy. So yeah, I tried to put all, you know, fences here so they couldn't fall off the edge and die. Like, the worst they could do is fall right here, and you don't really take fall damage from that. So I feel pretty good about that. And made this little section here. I've got another house over here. Yeah, nothing too special, just out back here we've got some animals chilling on the back porch. So, you know, that's cool and all. Let's head back out, check out the rest of the village. I just love the windows where you can see the molten metal inside of the smeltery. Pretty cool. Yeah, that's that. I like this little way I made a slope up to the top to get to the smeltery here. Just something kind of cool. And gravel, this gravel was like naturally piled up by the side of the well. So again, just a lot of really cool randomly generated, what I would say technically are errors, but it worked out really well in favor of this place. And I've got some glass here, Carpenter's barrier, so it prevents the villagers from falling into the well, which if you've ever played Minecraft and you find a villager in a well randomly, you know that's pretty common occurrence. So I wanted to avoid that too. But yeah, got a little nice underhang here underneath this house. And this house actually also randomly generated without these pillars here. So I was like, well, that's kind of dumb. It doesn't make any sense. So I built the pillars there to support it to make it look natural. And then under here is another house. I made it go one level lower because it just didn't work, because the door was originally up there. So it just didn't work with the whole stair and the incline here. It was too difficult. So I just lowered the whole floor of the house a little bit. And we got a nice little overhang into this little pond here where I've got a chicken that got stuck. Nothing too crazy. But yeah, let me think. Oh, that's right. One other thing. Actually, the sun's almost going down, so I gotta go to sleep here before it gets too late and I have all my villagers die. But right behind this Undertaker's hut, this structure was randomly generated in also. This was completely natural. I don't know where it came from. I don't know what it is. I tried looking it up online. If any of you guys have ever seen anything like it and know what it's supposed to be, let me know. But it was not even hollow inside. It was completely solid. Just solid cobblestone generated just like that. It's like it was supposed to be something, but it never was. I don't know. It's really weird. But it was kind of generated underneath this little porch area over here, which, as you'll see once we go up there, has some gravestones up there and like soul sand for like dirt for the graves. So I thought it would be really cool to hollow out the inside of this place and make it like basically like a crypt or something, where there's this like mysterious room inside the village. I'll get ready to sleep here. And, you know, like a mysterious room inside the village where people would be scared to go down in there because they don't know what's in there, and it's like underneath the grave. So I decided to go ahead and do that, and I actually did go into creative when I was decorating that place because I just really wanted to make it cool, and you'll see why. I think I'm justified in going into creative to decorate the place down there. But yeah, let's take a look at this. Let's take a look at this place first. This Undertaker's hut. These candles are super cool. I like those. All this was naturally generated in here. You know, there's like a creepy spider painting and a skull candle over here. I don't know why it's pointing that way. That's kind of weird, but yeah, skull candle and a bed. This all completely naturally generated here. As well as this over here, where we've got a couple graves and we have our Undertaker here, and then the soul sand. This right here is where I started to go into creative and change things up a little bit. Wow, you guys are really excited about this. I don't want you to fall down in this hole, so I'm going to push you guys out of the way. Hopefully you stay out. Yeah, get out of the way, Elvis. This is not for you. So yeah, this right here, Amaranth trapdoor. I just made 3 of them, and you can see there's like smoke rising from here. I used ash blocks from the volcano over there, just to kind of tie in the whole area that we're in. So yeah, pretty cool there. So you come down here, you open up these trapdoors, and you come down this ladder to see this. So yeah, this is the crypt down underneath the Undertaker's house. We've got this creepy ash block coming up here. I'm going to shut this just so these guys don't accidentally fall down this hole. I think they can climb ladders unintentionally, so if one of them happens to fall in here, he's going to be stuck down here, and that's not going to be cool. It'll just be creepy for him. But yeah, we've got these like piles of, if you can kind of see it, piles of bone with skull right there. Pretty cool. And then bone blocks with skull patterns all throughout here, and then just again Carpenter's blocks, Carpenter's ladder with the ash stone ladder, so it's just rising up with smoke coming out of here. It's just like a super creepy place. And I used creative to get a lot of these things, like the skull candles and stuff. So this right here, when you walk in though, the idea is you're going to be creeped out instantly, because this is called the Thunderstone, another part of the Gravestone mod. As soon as you walk over it, you should start to hear here in a second. It's supposed to work. There it is. Starts a thunderstorm. So yeah, it's every time you enter this room, it's going to cause a thunderstorm. So it just makes it super creepy. I've got these piles of bones here, graveyard soil, candles all around. This stuff is called nether gravel with blood, part of the Chisel mod with some netherrack. Got these skulls sitting everywhere. And, you know, I've got this too, so got this villager here. It's just designed to be a really creepy place. And yeah, speaking of, right on cue, there's the thunder. Bones everywhere, and you go here and you go like, oh, you know, what's a good grave without some kind of treasure, right? You know, maybe this person put their possessions down here and there's some kind of good treasure. So you come into this chest and, oh my gosh, we got bats. There's tons of bats. So yeah, this is a chest with bats, another part of the Gravestone mod. Super cool, just adds to the vibe. So we got bats flying around everywhere. I don't know, tell me what you guys think, if you like this or not. I think it's pretty cool. I think it was well worth kind of breaking the rules for a couple minutes to go into creative to get this stuff, because I just wanted to do something really cool down here and make it just super creepy, hollow this place out. The lay of the land is kind of still the same. Like, I hollowed all the cobblestone out, but all this stuff was dirt originally, so I kept at least the lay of the land and the form of the land, so it looked natural, like you're going down further. And right over here, I think we're pretty much underwater at this point if we were to break through this wall here. So yeah, pretty cool. But yeah, that's the tour of the Oceanside Village, guys. Let me know what you think of my renovations. Yeah, that's pretty much it. There's our awesome thunderstorm happening all around us. Yeah. You know you guys are getting wet, right? You don't care? No? Okay, well. At least these guys are smart over here. They're kind of staying dry a little bit. They know it's good for them. Alright guys, well, until next time, catch you guys later. Bye.